Hello readers. So I'm trying to make a users collection in Firebase, and before I work on that, I just wanted to make a memo. So this is my plan. So when user sign in with their Google account in Firebase, it's gonna trigger on create. So inside on create trigger, I'm gonna store the user's profile in users collection, and also at the same time I'm gonna save with the profile to aggregate users. So this one is for query, and this one is for just showing the list of users. Display list. So should be pretty simple. Let's see how it turns out. Hello guys, it's been 5 days since I made the last video. So I think during that 5 days I've been working on this so hard, and I just want to show how it turned out. First, let me run the emulator. npm. That's gonna start Firebase emulator. And at the same time, I'm gonna start Angular app. Okay, it's running. So for this video, I'd like to check the feature is working in emulator side and also on actual uh, staging version. So the original plan was using the auth user trigger to, and then every time when I create user, I denormalize users collection. The problem I had was the function, the auth trigger function was ignored because the auth emulator did not exist or is not running. So at this time, the auth emulator is not available for the local emulator. So I decided to create callable function and use that as my trigger. And when I actually test it, I just deployed this trigger and then test it on our actual project. So now the emulator and the app is running. So let's go to incognito. There is my app, and now we are looking at Firebase. So if for the local emulator, every time I sign in, it's gonna just trigger that collaborate function. So let's sign in with Google, and hit next. And now I'm signed in, and as a return, I made a collaborate function to return a batch write. So just to return the time mark, I guess. So let's go to the emulator and check out Firestore. It ran. Before there was nothing, so the one goes in users. I've rolled photo. That's aggregate path. So every time when I update users, I'm gonna implement it. This is for future when I update with users, so I can get multipath update. So I can do multipath update. I'm just saving it there. So I have providers and provider Google. It's there. And users, and there is my aggregated data, total 1. Have stats. This is 1 because I'm only gonna update that when I move to a next document, because that way I can save some rights. And let's check this on actual project. So I'm at staging. Again, the users. Aggregate users. It's there. It's kind of loading. So it has like 50 extra data because I wanted to test if it hits a limit, the 1 megabyte limit. I made it to, so when I hit that limit, it's gonna uh, throw error that the maximum limit reached. And if that happens, I'm gonna just restart batch and just it's gonna create the next document automatically, and then it's gonna start stacking the user's data. And that's on. This is what I deployed. I have this logic here. It's creating 50 extra documents on purpose. And so when I about hit 50, it's fine. But when I push about 150 documents with like random content, it's gonna throw error. And if message includes a maximum, I just restart with the new doc ID, restart batching. So it's working. And now only creation part is done. I have to implement the read, update, delete, and I have to write rules for users collection too. And that's it for this video. Thank you.